I thought we should get going. I am a stickler for time. Anybody that knows me would know that. So my name is Glenn Stewardson. I am a plan giving consultant with the Donor Motivation Program in Halifax, and extremely pleased to be here. Also, I'm joined today for the other side of the campfire chat with Terri Mann, who is with Dalhousie University. What she does is the list is long, but I think the title now, if I can remember, I was going to say this, Terri, you're the Senior Development Officer of Legacy Giving and Estate Giving at Dalhousie. Does that sound right? That's a lot for business card.
So we call legacy giving, we call estate giving at Dalhousie legacy giving.
Right. Okay. So you're a legacy giving officer?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was actually on the business card. So, okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run through, as mentioned on the agenda, we're going to talk about Halifax and the conference that's coming here. We're both very excited to share some ideas and thoughts on that. I don't know all that Terry's going to talk about the conference and some things she's got going on. Second thing, we're going to talk about frontline fundraising, and we're going to compare that a little bit to legacy giving, which of course Terri knows well, and also how Terri and I have worked together to really educate some of the donors and alumni at Dalhousie University. So I'm going to start, if it's okay, Terri, I'm going to start talking about a couple things.
Sure, go ahead. Sounds great.
We do have the conference coming in Halifax. So I don't know if you're allowed to register, but I'm just going to assume that you're all coming, because why wouldn't you? It's June in Halifax. And but what we've got today is we want to share a couple of our favorite things to do in Halifax. So that's where I'm going to pass it over to Terri, because I know you're in charge of one of the walking tours.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So happy to have you joining Glenn and I today, and hope to meet a lot of you in person at the CAGP National Conference in a couple weeks. I am hosting the very exciting walking tour of downtown Halifax on Thursday afternoon. And I hope you got your tickets, because it is sold out. So I'm excited about that. So we're going to be visiting some highlights in the area. A couple of the restaurants, one of the local wine and beer stores, Bishop's Cellar on the waterfront. We're going to be touring the new Queensmark district that has the new 5-star hotel, the lovely Peace by Chocolate store that's there. They have a couple of nice restaurants there as well. And they've really done a really great job of incorporating some Halifax history into the design. There's some sculptures, some historic plaques to look at. So that's going to be definitely one of the highlights of the tour. We'll sample some local beer places as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you have your tickets.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. It does sound like a lot of fun. I was thinking about this a little bit, because in your walking tour, you've got so much to see. You're going to walk and take people all around the city. And there's just a couple of spots that I was going to highlight.
Yes.
And I think you'd be on board with this. So I know we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but if you're in Halifax, I think you really need to get up on top of Citadel Hill and take a peek at what the city looks like from on top of the fort that was built there. There is a charge to go inside the Citadel Hill Fort, which you can do as well and look around. I know my kids, when they were teenagers, loved to run around in there, but just to get up on top and take a view of the city, very important for sight lines and things like that. We're very aware of being able to see the harbor and see over to Dartmouth. And then also, if you get a chance to do a walking follow-up to that, would be to walk through the public gardens. I don't know if that's on your tour or not, Terri, but walk through the public gardens and then walk down through Spring Garden Road is a lot of fun.
Yes, I would agree with that. We're mostly focusing on kind of the harbor district. So along
the waterfront.
Upper and Lower Water Street. Yeah, for the 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would be, because of our friends in Dartmouth, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that there is the Halifax yacht that takes people over from Halifax to Dartmouth. So if you get a chance to jump on the ferry, it's another great way to see the city. Get over to Dartmouth, go up Ochterlony, find 2F by C Bakery or the Marco Polo Bakery in the King's Wharf district. A lot of fun as well. So
yes, I would agree. Downtown Dartmouth is definitely a nice place to visit as well.
it's great. They got a whole waterfront walk and everything like that. So anything else, Terry, that you wanted to make sure to tell people to do while they're in Halifax?
I also really love going to the Hydrostone area in the North End.
Hey, that's where I am.
Yeah. I really love some of the shops and services and restaurants that are right in that one block. The Ostrich Club that's there is actually my new favorite restaurant. So
oh yeah,
that's a great spot.
Yeah, Julian's has a great bakery there. There's
yeah, they do.
Salvatore's Pizza. If you get a chance to check that out, it's also really good. We should probably jump into a little bit of talking about fundraising or something like that while we're here.
Yes, sounds great.
We wanted to compare and just talk a little bit today about comparing the sort of the frontline fundraising, the annual giver, or the idea of going out and speaking to a donor about making a gift today compared to more of the legacy work. And I have my own words for this, which I talk about taking a donor and moving them from a annual giver to an impact giver to a legacy giver. And so moving away from giving from cash flow, what's in the bank account this month, to move to more of what's the pile of wealth that can be transferred, or what the gift can be on legacy. So I wanted to just ask you a little bit about your experience changing people and moving them forward into the legacy giving side and the time it takes.
So legacy giving is a great place to be. I've been working in legacy giving for about 3 years at Dalhousie. And I get the opportunity to work with a lot of our loyal donors who have been giving in their lifetime. A lot of them have been giving 50 years or more, which is incredible. The legacy giving conversation, I find, is a conversation that takes moving donors from interest to a written commitment for an estate gift does take more time than, say, the giving now, the lifetime gift. It's about an 18-month process. Donors really have to think about their financial position, what they want to leave to their heirs, what charities they want to consider. A lot of them take a lot of time to talk to their financial planner and their lawyer when they are making these decisions. So I do find that the legacy gift, a realized legacy gift, does take more time than say the giving now in their lifetime. But it's pretty amazing when donors give in their lifetime and leave an estate gift. It's pretty incredible. And I know Glenn has worked with some of our loyal donors at Dalhousie to show them really what's possible, what they can do now, and what they can the legacy that they can leave for charities of choice.
Yeah, one of the fun things that I love to talk about, a bit like the circle. So they go from being an annual giver, they're on an annual campaign, and they look kind of, well, what's in the bank account? What can I write a check for? What can I put on my Visa card? And then they move to a conversation where they're awakened with some of the possibilities of maybe giving shares instead, which leads to a larger gift usually. Mm-hmm. And then the idea of leaving some kind of a legacy in their will, which almost brings us right back to, if they can leave that legacy in their will, maybe they can afford to give more today to reduce their tax and do more tax planning today, reduce their tax bill today.
Yeah.
And so it's almost a wheel that comes around.
Yeah, so I really do feel like a lot of what I do in estate giving is very much a knowledge piece, sharing knowledge around the different ways you can leave an estate gift. And a lot of donors don't realize that you can make a charity of choice. This is just one example that really is a light bulb moment for a lot of donors. They can make a charity of choice benefactor on a life insurance policy, and they can benefit in their lifetime now with a charitable tax receipt for those large premiums that they pay every year. And it helps them have more money in their pocket at the end of the calendar year. So just telling people what's possible, the different ways they can be giving. And another thing that I like to share with people as well is people don't realize that your estate can largely be divided two ways: among your heirs and charities of choice, or among your heirs and CRA. So if you do leave a significant portion of your estate to charities of choice, CRA gets so much less. And don't we all want to leave money to charities that are near and dear to us? Don't we all want to pay less taxes? I mean, it's just incredible what Glenn and his team can show donors that that's possible.
Terri, you sound like you're channeling Ryan Fraser and what he talked about in his last Campfire chat.
I didn't attend that.
No, I know, but it sounds exactly the same because we talked about it so much, right? You've got three options on death,
Yeah.
Family, CRA, and charity. Pick two. And so that's it. Always makes me laugh when I think of that, because people don't.
They
right?
don't
They
realize.
don't think there's any options.
So just sharing that knowledge really gets people thinking.
Yeah, and the life insurance is an interesting one, because for an organization like Dalhousie, that is easier and on the estate side than actually receiving a bequest from a will, because the life insurance is paid immediately.
It is paid immediately.
Could take until the estate settled. So from a donor's perspective, they know that that's a set amount, and that they know that money is going directly because Dalhousie owns the policy.
Yes.
And they're able to go in and do the request for the payment once the donor passes away. Well, one other thing I was going to ask you a little bit about is that you talked about 18 months, but 18 months would kind of be I would call it the minimum for your legacy giving relationship. It takes a long time, and it's taken longer, I think, with COVID to get to know people. We used to be able to sit in front of them and you'd read body language more and be able to see them and so on. But the longer it goes, are there more aha moments for people? Because they don't get all the knowledge in the first 18 months. They're continuing to learn things. Where are they learning those things from? Is it specifically from you?
Well, fundraising has definitely changed a lot for most of us in the last couple of years. So traveling less, meeting one-on-one a lot less with donors. So I have been really using the phone a lot to reach out to donors. I love sending them surface mail to kind of plant the seed about legacy giving. I do find that the cohort that are making legacy gifts do quite enjoy surface mail. They do.
They do.
For the most part. And another way that we've been able to reach a lot of donors across Canada is through the donor motivation programs virtual sessions that we've had Glenn do. It enables us to reach a lot of donors and prospects all across Canada to come to a 1-hour session where Glenn just lets folks know what's possible. I get a chance to introduce myself as well and thank them virtually on the screen as a host for the event. So meeting donors where they are is really a new thing. So being able to tune in to a 1-hour session from the comfort of their home. And then following up with them afterwards if they have chosen that, yes, we would like to connect with either myself or Glenn. Works very, very well. And I even find now that with restrictions lifting and things opening up, even now the cohort of, say, the 55 plus that are making these decisions now still aren't really all that comfortable meeting in person.
They're
So
still, yep, they're
yeah,
still concerned.
it's
That
still concerned. I'm not so much.
75 plus, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true, but I'm not so much interested coming to in-person events yet. And I really meet donors where they're comfortable. I'm happy to bring a lawn chair to their backyard and sit at social distance. I've done that, brought
Yeah.
lunch with me and just kind of met them where they're comfortable. So at a park, on their porch, really just be flexible and
Yeah,
to
there's
meet
been a
where
lot of
they are.
that over the last
Yeah,
couple of years, isn't there?
yeah, yeah,
It's changed up a little bit from coming in the house for tea. So,
yes, exactly. Yeah,
so in just dovetailing that a little bit is that one of the things that we talked about is that it has become more of your organization's responsibility, I'm going to call it that, to educate the donors on some of their options on their ways to give,
yes.
because they're not hearing it from their financial professionals.
No, they're not hearing it from their financial professionals. They're not hearing it from their lawyers. So it's my role to share with them some of the knowledge and then invite them to get the financial feedback from their lawyers and financial planners as to what they can do that's tailored to their specific financial situation.
Yeah, and I'd say mostly it's their financial advisors that need to share that knowledge with them,
Yes.
or be confident enough that they could respond and say, yes, that is possible. I
Yeah.
remember that, we did have one of the folks attend the session and send back an email to you for a large gift because he no idea that he could give shares and save
Yes.
the capital gains tax. So
Exactly.
these are the education things that people are learning. And
Yeah.
to be honest, there's also a lot of the older generation that just don't have financial advisors. They're managing their own portfolios still.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing that the virtual sessions with the donor motivation program allows as well is we've actually had some donors share the session link with their financial advisors, and they've actually come and joined us. I mean, the more the merrier. The more people
Exactly.
know about these different strategies and what's possible, the better. So when I had a few donors ask me if their financial advisor could attend the session as well, and the answer is a resounding yes.
Yeah, and I've had a few reach out to me asking for follow-up meetings to educate them on how to do things. So I've
That's
become a bit of a
excellent.
conduit on that. And it's the same thing with CAGP, is that the advisors that join CAGP are normally already connected and know the tax planning, but there's more and more that are interested in it, and it's something to talk to clients about for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
I wanted to go back and just touch on a couple of things. I was talking about the idea of you educating your donors and how that's kind of changed, or that's important to you. What would you say is the biggest aha or biggest thing that people learned from the education sessions that we've done?
I would say one of the things that really gets them excited is the idea of making a charity of choice a benefactor on a life insurance policy.
Interesting, because
I really do get that feedback a lot, saying, I had no idea, and isn't it great that Dalhousie would get the money right away and none of my heirs would be disputing it and putting their hand up saying, no, that's not mine. There's none of that at all. So yeah, that's an interesting piece as well for the life insurance policy.
Yeah, it can be a very clean and simple way to
Yes,
kind of carve off part of the estate, right? And that insurance policy is carved off so that that money would go directly to Dalhousie, and then the family would still benefit of the beneficiaries.
yes,
I would share that mine is probably the one that is the RIF is taxable.
yeah,
So people grow the money inside of their RSP during their lifetime. They arrive in retirement. They have to change it to a registered retirement income fund, and think that they're cheating the government by transferring it to a spouse, so they're not paying tax. But on the second death, they're all of a sudden, it's like the light bulb comes on that they're, oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
yeah. Well, and the fact that you
Right?
pay more in taxes on your RIF as you get older as well.
Yeah, they're losing old age security and all kinds of other
Yeah,
things. So I would say the follow-up conversations with the donors, the biggest aha moment is that they just haven't really thought through how the RIF is going to end.
yeah,
Right. And it's not usually good. It's like a big brick wall and they smack against it with this, all the tax money being dispersed
yeah,
back to CRA. So
yeah. We don't
that would
want that.
that would be my biggest. The other one that you and I have talked about a number of times is this whole idea of the gift of shares. Is just we think everybody knows this, but people don't. The donors don't know the gift of shares wipes out the capital gains. And
Yeah,
we've seen a few of the donors where they've come back to us and not believed us, and then we have to go back and make sure that their accountant knows. We actually dealt with an accountant this week who did not know that gifts of share, literally did not know that gifts of shares do not attract any capital gains tax. We had to show them the Schedule 60. We had to explain how it worked. That is not good in our industry,
no,
right?
that's where the knowledge piece is just so important. And the more financial advisors we can get to join their donors on some of these training sessions, the better.
Yeah, and it is an issue overall for sure. Yeah, for sure. I would say that the last thing that I would comment on for aha moments for people, for donors specifically, is they don't understand the tax credits that come from giving. And I'm not sure, but I'm not sure that organizations don't share this enough, is that it's 50%. So I think about it this way, which is that if you're going to make a gift of $10,000 out of your account or however you're going to give it, you can actually afford to make a $20,000 gift.
Yeah,
And that's normally what I counsel people, my clients and folks that I talk to, is that whatever the number is that you've got in your head, you're not doing the math and thinking, oh, if I give 10, it costs me 5. You're doing, I think I can afford 10. I'd like to make that kind of a gift. Double it.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I know you might have trouble saying that to people, but financial advisors should be able to say that to their clients.
Yeah, I would hope so. I've definitely been in donor conversations before when I think, oh, I thought you were going to give me more. When I've thought it, but I never said it.
Well, you could, because you'd say that this is going to give you a charitable donation receipt, so
Yeah,
it's
so
going to
then,
save you.
yeah.
But anyway, it's good fun. I wanted to come back and I wanted you to, I know you've got a couple of places that you talked about on your walking tour. I just want to finish up with some spots, some of your favorite spots, and I'll just give you an idea. What I'm thinking about was, if you're down on the waterfront, you need to stop at Shuga.
Oh,
And
yes,
Shuga,
that's on the
right?
walking tour. Sugar and Rum Runners is on the walking tour. Everyone's going to get a bag of Nova Scotia saltwater taffy. So
Yummy.
that is a really nice treat to have and to take home to loved ones if you're
Right.
hopping
You
back
can
on
take
a
that
plane.
on the plane.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you talked about going into the Queen's Marquee and
Yes.
checking that out, and that's so on in there.
Yeah.
And then where are you doing the beer and wine tasting, or what are those ones?
So we're gonna go to Bishop's Cellar for wine or beer,
Yeah,
and we're also gonna go to the Gahan House that's in the new convention center. They're
nice.
going to be expecting us, and we're all going to have some local beer, which will be very nice. And another of my new favorite spots in downtown is the Bicycle Thief has a to-go deli now right beside the Bicycle Thief in Bishop's Landing.
I didn't know that.
So it's called Penne and Circo. It means bread and circus in Italian. So they have the most phenomenal imported meats and cheeses and fresh
Wow.
pasta and olives, and yeah, it's really really great. And a lot of people are enjoying food and entertaining at home more and more. So it enables you to kind of have that wow factor in the
Yeah.
comfort of your own home, or to dine in or whatever you like. But yeah, that's one of my favorite places. And they have a location as well on Spring Garden Road. And I think they're going to be opening up 3 more for a total of
Wow.
5. So we're going to be going there, and that's going to be a highlight. I think they have 5 different kinds of truffle cheese, and it's just incredible.
So you can get your wine at Bishop's Cellar and your
Yeah.
truffle cheese across, what's it called? Penne and Turks?
Penne and Circo, it means bread and circus in Italian.
Churco. Okay.
Circo, yeah. So it's really a really nice spot.
And we're going to lobster dinner at, where is it?
That's at the
Maritime?
Waterfront Warehouse.
Waterfront
So that will
Warehouse,
be
right?
a lot of fun and lots of music and dancing late into the night.
Should be good. Sounds
Yeah,
like, it
it'll
sounds
be
like a
great.
really good time.
Yeah.
So if you are not coming to Halifax, oh, by the way, coming to Halifax in June is a way different attitude than coming to Halifax in winter. What is that? March we were going to come?
It
Yeah,
was
no,
going
that's
to
not
be in
good.
April, and April can be snowy and cold and rainy. So June is when we kind of have a fresh start with spring, and everything's in bloom and green, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, you know, um, in the planning of the idea of having the conference, June would be a preferred time, I think, anywhere in Canada, but in Halifax, it's really going to be beautiful. So if you haven't signed up, I don't know if you still can, because I'm not in charge of that kind of stuff. Serena's put a link up. You can check out some conference details on there. Certainly looking forward to seeing you in Halifax. And anything else you want to share with people before we go, Terri?
Just thanks everyone so much for joining us. And if anyone wanted to follow up with me around my experience and kind of results and formula for success in working with Glenn and the Donor Motivation Program, I'm happy to have Serena share my contact information. We've had a lot of great results with people giving now in their estate plan, and first and foremost, for me, it has enabled us to establish more quality contacts with people that we maybe didn't have on our radar or had been cultivating at the time. So yeah, look forward to meeting a lot of you in person. And oh, sorry, Glenn, go ahead.
No, finish it off. Your thought. See you in Halifax.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting everyone in person. And Serena, feel free to share my email if anyone wants to ask me any questions at all.
I just want to finish up. This is a campfire chat, although we don't have a campfire going right now. But I've very much enjoyed the time spent today. Always great to talk to Terri. We've been working together and really connecting to the donors for Dalhousie University. I would echo that one of the things that we're seeing all the time is that people just don't have the education and they don't know. And what's so funny about it is, and I say this all the time, people don't know what to Google. I don't know how to get the answers because I don't know the question to Google because I don't know what I don't know. So they come to the session. And they spend an hour, they get some education, they realize there's more things they don't know. They follow up with Terri, they follow up with me, and we're able to help them and really move them forward. I want to say save tax, but I think it's making the impact is the most important thing. That whole idea of the gift that comes, that's the benefit that the donor gets. Isn't that right, Terri?
So the thing that one of the final thoughts that I wanted to share is that sharing the knowledge piece with the virtual and when we do them in-person sessions with Glenn, it's sharing the knowledge, and then the follow-up that people ask for at the sessions moves them from thought to action. And as fundraisers, we want people to take action, sign a pledge form, sign a gift agreement, sign a memorandum of understanding, so we can really capture the impact that they want now and in their estate plans.
Well said. It's that gift agreement that's so important in the legacy giving, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a stickler for time, and I see it's 12:30 in Halifax, Terri. So we were right. The time went by like that. So
yeah, it was
nice
great
to see you.
Yeah.
Nice to see everybody. See you in Halifax in a couple of weeks.
See you then. Bye.